Hey everybody, it's Sean. It's early on a Sunday morning and I've just realized that most of my videos got deleted. So I'm going to start back over with my top 10 list for 2016. Pictured here is a couple of my favorite artists of all time. It looks like it's Art Adams, X-Men, and then also Paul Martin Smith. Both of those guys are probably my two favorite artists, and of course I like the X-Men. So let's just get into this. It's early. Too much booze last night, too much good food, too much laughter. So I can't sleep. I'm pretty pumped. We had a comic book show in Cedar Rapids that I went to yesterday, and while it was a smaller con and it wasn't very organized, the deals that I got were pretty impressive for the price I paid. So more onto that when my next video. So I'm going to try to do two videos back to back. So first, I apologize to everybody out there, to all my subscribers, which I am so sorry that I lost those videos, or if you made a comment on something, my bad. I must have hit a wrong button or something. I'm not the most tech savvy guy. But anyway, I'm going to go through this real quick and show you what I'm shooting for this year. And then at the end, I'll probably give you my big three that I'm really looking forward to. So without much more to say, here we go. So they're in no particular order. I thought that I would go ahead and give a visual aspect to what I'm looking for in the range. First up is Batman 251, first Bronze Age appearance of the Joker. I had this comic book when I was probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5. There was a secondhand shop that my grandma had by her house, and we bought a copy of it. It was in really good shape from what I recall. But I lost it somewhere over the years, and I've been dying to get it back. Classic Neil Adams, Danny O'Neill story. Brings the Joker back to his psychopathic roots. Number 9, the big premiere issue, Iron Man #1. Always wanted a copy of that. Love the cover. I do believe that's Gene Colan and Archie Goodwin did the story on that. I think it retells the origin. So that's what I'm shooting for number 9. Number 8, this book, you know, I've always liked this book. I had a copy of it back in the 80s. It was not in the greatest condition. Just love that John Buscema cover. And Namor has always been one of my favorite characters. So let's see if I can find a copy of that. This one, if I had to pick one of the top 10 books that I gotta get this year, is this one. For some reason, this is kind of my unicorn. I've had it numerous times and given it up or lost it or don't know what happened to it. One of my favorite storylines of all time. It's just a great classic cover and a great classic story by Danny O'Neill and Neil Adams. Green Lantern 76, and the prices for this one is just out of the stratosphere. I can't believe how expensive they are these days. And I know even like the Comic Book Estate mentioned in one of his videos that he thought this was probably one of the most overpriced books there is out there, and I tend to agree with it. But the heart wants what the heart wants, so I'm going to go for it. This one, I've got a pretty good lead on today. I may be picking it up later on this week, but it's the first appearance of Silver Surfer, and I think it has the mention of Galactus. Classic cover, classic Kirby art. I actually have this on my digital downloads. It's one of my favorite books to go to. First appearance of Silver Surfer, what more can be said? This is another book that seems to get away from me quite a bit. Marvel Superheroes number 12. I went to a con yesterday, and there's a guy that's supposed to have a couple of these books for me, and wouldn't you know it, he sold them to somebody that was very persistent, that offered him more money than I did. So I can't blame the guy for selling them. But this is one of those books that I really want to get. It's first Captain Marvel. Always liked this character. I have the entire series when I was younger, so I'm trying to pick him back up. Number 4 has got to be Marvel Premiere 15. It's just, what more can you say? It's Iron Fist. This one is another one of those books that, man, how much lightning can strike in one, or be captured in one bottle at one time. DC in the 70s, man, having the team of O'Neill and Adams kind of takes me back to the days when I got into comics, when it was Claremont and Byrne on the X-Men. So it's Batman. I think it's the first I think it's the first Ra's al Ghul. So looking forward to get this. Another one that's the prices are just, you know, climbing and climbing and climbing. One of the other books that I really am dying to get is The Punisher, Amazing Spider-Man 129. This book is actually what I consider pretty reasonable for its price range for the first appearance. It just depends if you can find one. Yeah. Any of these books are big goal getters, so if I find it this year, it'd be great. And then the last book, another book I had when I was younger, I've seemed to have lost over time, is Amazing Spider-Man 300. And another book I was supposed to pick up yesterday that somebody had for me, and it sold out within the first 10 minutes of the convention. Live and learn. So that's my top 10 that I'm going after. I'm a visual guy, so I thought I'd give a little bit of a visual presentation. Just if I had to pick 3 big books, that would be my trifecta. Moving forward, I think if I had to get those 3, I'm always looking for an X-Men #1, a Green Lantern #1, and if I had to pick another book, and I try to be a little bit different than most people, I think I'd go for a Justice League of America #1 or Breaking the Mold #28, just because that's the first Justice League. But that's my video, guys. Again, thanks for everybody that's stuck with me. Hopefully I don't lose any more videos, and I'm going to try to make a second video right behind this one, show you what I found at the Cedar Rapids Comic-Con. So have a great Sunday, enjoy your family, and go Broncos.